my name's Chloe and welcome to my channel. As some of you might know from my 35 questions with my brother, my sibling tag, I said I worked on cruise ships for a while, and whenever I tell people that, it comes with a lot of questions after it. So I figured I would do a video on my most frequently asked questions about living and working on board. And if you're considering getting a job on board a cruise ship, I thought it might be kind of helpful so you can get some insight before you jump on board. Get it? Because I didn't look it up on YouTube before I left, so I kind of had no idea. But I did 3 ships. My first contract was 8 months. My second one was only 2 or 3 months. And then my last one was actually a full year, but we had a 10-day break after 8 months, and then we went back for like 4 months. So yeah, let's jump into the questions. Okay, question 1, what was my job on board? What did I have to do? I was in the entertainment department, so we did the shows on board. We had a grand total of 5 shows that we did. One was like a welcome aboard show. The final show was a fun little show we did with the passengers. And then we had big production shows that we learned. So on any show day, we had rehearsal in the morning to make sure that all the technical aspects were working. And then at night we did 2 performances of that same show. Question number 2, where did I go? Well, the first ship I was on, I went to Alaska, Hawaii, Mexico. And then the second ship I was on, I went to the Caribbean mostly, and then we ended in Europe. And then the final ship I was on, this is the one I was there forever, I went to Alaska, Hawaii, Australia, Asia. I can't even remember all the places I've been, to be quite honest with you, but it was fun. I got to travel a lot. Next question, how did I find out about this job? I was with my friend who was a singer, and they wanted to go to this audition, and they were like, will you please come with me? And I was like, sure. And then you go through a bunch of series of learning a number, and then you go across the floor and do lots of technical stuff. I can't remember how long it took, but I remember within like a month, they had contacted me and said that they wanted to put me on a ship in the next few months, and I was kind of shocked because I wasn't really going to this audition for myself, but it worked out really well, and I just said, screw it, let's go. Like, it's an adventure, let's just do it. So yeah, I just went to an audition, danced my little butt off, and then got it. So yeah. Okay, where do you live? I lived in a shoebox with a roommate. That's pretty much, yeah, the living situation was small, this big. So yeah, I was lucky enough to have really awesome roommates. The first ship I was on, I made friends with her day 1, and we've been best friends ever since. The second ship, I had a roommate that had a boyfriend that lived somewhere else, so she kind of wasn't there. And then the third ship I was on is my other best friend who I met doing this ship, and she's still one of my best friends to this day. I just talked to her on the phone yesterday. Ooh, this one's fun. Where do you eat? Is it free? So yes, it was free food all the time. Fries just at your fingertips. Guys, I'm addicted to fries. Yeah, you need to work out. But if we wanted to go to dinner at night, like in the dining room or like one of the special restaurants on board, we had to get approved by a lot of people, and we still had to pay to get in there. So we saved those for very special occasions. Okay, the next question is, what do you do when you're trying to dance and it's rocking like crazy? There were some really funny shows. For the most part, you just had to like grin and bear it and just try to be careful and not break an ankle when you're dancing in heels. Oh, we had one show where it was so rocky that we all couldn't even compose ourselves. We were on one side of the stage, and then the next thing we know, we all were falling 15 feet to the other side of the stage, and we all just lost it because it was so hilarious, and it looked so unprofessional, but the whole audience was laughing too because they can feel it. So it was just funny. We were just flying back and forth on the stage trying to dance. Oh gosh, I wish I had a video of this because it was the most hilarious thing ever. It was funny. It was really funny. Okay, can you get off in every port? For the most part, yes. But with that being said, if there was a show that day, it got a little bit cut short. And then we also had this thing where a certain number of crew members had to stay on the ship so that if there was an emergency while we were docked, there would be enough people to help out. So like in the cast, it went through a cycle of who had to stay on board even if you were in port. So like every 4th or 5th port we had to stay on. At least that's how it worked when I was there, but I don't know, it could have changed by now. How do you keep in contact with your friends and family? This is probably the main reason why I'm not on ships anymore, because it's really, really hard to stay in contact. You can buy an internet package on board the ship that is A, pretty expensive, and B, the internet doesn't really work. So, and you can also buy phone cards. So if you really wanted to contact somebody, you could. It was just expensive and not the best service. If you're ever on a cruise ship and you see the crew members sitting around a Wi-Fi location, this is why. It can get tricky because, as you can see from my other videos, I'm a big family person. They're my world. So yeah, that's the tricky part of it. But you can make it happen and you can make it work. So my favorite place that I visited, there's so many to choose from, and I like a lot of them for so many different reasons, so this one's tricky. But the things that just like pop out of my head really quickly are Bali, as you saw our obsession in my sibling tag video. Thailand was another one, and I got to meet my favorite animal, an elephant. It was magical. And then Australia, I got to go to this place and meet some kangaroos and hold a koala, and that was really cool. And I liked Alaska. Alaska is beautiful because the cruising itself is really pretty. You get to just see glaciers and gosh, it's really insane. So yeah, I guess to answer that question, I can't decide. I just can't. They're all so good. I don't know. Okay, what do you do in your free time? If you're in port and you don't have to stay on board, I would definitely get off the ship and go enjoy whatever beach or resort or excursion I could go on. Like, I was out adventuring. That part of it was very cool. If you had to stay on the ship and you had free time, or if you had a lot of sea days, because they happen, I would nap. And I don't think I've ever napped in my life besides on a ship. I'm not a napper at all, but when you literally have nowhere to go and nothing to do, you nap. And your rooms get pitch black because there's no windows. So yeah, so napping was one. Laundry was another. We also could go to a specific deck and lay out if it was nice. Play games, hang out with your friends. Like, I don't know. You just kind of figure out stuff to do, I guess. Okay, final question. Does it feel like work or does it feel like play? Oh, my laundry's done. Okay, does it feel like work or does it feel like play? It's kind of always mixed because you're on a boat with the same people for however long. So at the end of the day, if you had a bad day at work, you can't really leave work. You're still in the same place with the same people at all times. But you do get to play like all the time. You get to get off in port and just go do your thing. So I guess it's just kind of both. But at the age I went when I was 19 on my first ship, and I did it till I was like 23, and that was just a perfect time. Like, I got to travel, I got to meet a bunch of people, I made some of my best friends in those years, and I loved it. I'm done with that phase of my life now, but it was a great time. Ooh, and just to share a really funny story, it's probably one of the funniest stories I had on board. It was the last ship I was on, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, we hear this like bubbling coming from our bathroom. The toilet was starting to overflow onto the floor, and it was clean water, just so you know. We didn't know what to do, so we started shoving towels like all around the bathroom so it wouldn't flow onto our floor, and we were like scooping it into the shower. So we kept calling around and no one was answering, so it's 3 a.m. we're freaking out. We finally found our friend who was an officer on board, and we were like, can you please help us? Our room's gonna flood. So we got him to get crew down there with this big giant vacuum for water, and like someone had to go inside the wall of our neighbor's room to like unhook our plumbing so that it would stop flowing, and we had to wake up our neighbors at 3 a.m. so that we could get in their room. I have really crappy footage of it that I'll show here.
It's to aim it to the shower. Like literally nothing. We didn't do anything. Oh my god. Go in there. Oh my god. Oh, it stopped. Seriously? Okay, but how do we get this situation? What do we do? Here. Okay, front desk people didn't help at all. Pull through. Where's the nightstand? What? Ready? No, I'm not ready. I can't.
It was just a really funny situation to deal with at 3 a.m. I'll tell you that. Oh, and just as a little like fun fact, me and my roommate tried to start a YouTube channel while we were on the cruise ship, but the internet was so bad we could never upload a video. So we kind of just let that fizzle, but I'm kind of sad it didn't work out because I think it would have been great. But here's a little clip from one video we made.
I gotta pee.
Bye! Bye!
Bye. Next time we see you, we'll be in the ocean. Say bye.
We were in a hotel, that was not our room. So don't get it twisted. All right, you guys, that is it for my cruise ship life questions. I think, I can't speak. I hope it was interesting to you or helpful if you're thinking about working on a cruise ship. Next week, I'll be back to my more adventurous videos. I already know what we're doing, so I'm excited. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was fun. I hope the little clips were cool to see. I don't know. Yeah, hit the thumbs up if you like this video and hit the subscribe and the bell so you know when I upload and you get notified. And I will see you guys next week on our next adventure. Bye!